Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here with the Performance Lab of California. We're going to do another speed breakdown here today on Chris Taylor. He is a sprinter out of Jamaica, up-and-coming guy. We had a few people that reached out to us to do his speed breakdown, so we thought we would do that. As always, we're trying to, as fast and as quickly as possible, get all the recommendations that we're getting both from a quarterback perspective, but then also from a sprinting perspective, and also trying to add in a little bit new touch. You know, we did the Cristiano Ronaldo. We got a lot of people that talked about Gareth Bale. We're going to do Gareth Bale breakdown as well. So yeah, we're just going to try to get as many videos out there to you guys, get more information about the proper mechanics in order to run faster, jump higher, move better, throw harder, stay healthy, all the things that go into that. So unfortunately for this, I wanted to get Chris Taylor at the 100. Unfortunately, we're not able to get the beginning part of this video. There's a lot of videos that he has that just weren't really good quality, and a lot of videos that I think he's more of a 400-meter runner. But I wanted to get more of the sprint just because that gives a really good indication of what he's doing from a technical perspective. When it comes into the 400-meter run, yeah, there's a lot of technique involved with that as well, but it really ends up being the same technique that he's doing. He's just able to maintain it over a longer period of time. Okay, so we'll get right into the breakdown again. Unfortunately, we didn't get the original beginning, but just looking at this, we could see a lot about overall technique, right? Chris Taylor is a guy that's obviously been trained and been working on his craft, and you could see, you know, he's probably about 4 steps in here would be my guess, somewhere between 3 to 5. Look at the height between some of these other guys and Chris Taylor right here in the middle, and these guys are probably, you know, the two better sprinters out of this whole mix, and you can see the big difference in their start, right? So if you're trying to get faster and you're not putting a huge impact on your start, then you're not doing everything that you can in order to help you become the best sprinter that you can. You can see how he's already getting out to a good lead just because he's able to have good mechanics in his start and really getting good spine angle, right? So he's at a good 45 degree angle and still getting the long stride, still concentrating on getting great hip drive, great knee flexion, and hip flexion as he's coming through. That's the big concentration when you're starting out, guys. It's about getting very good, keeping a good 45 degree angle within the spine, right? So you don't want to be upright. Here, this would be closer to 90 degrees. You want to be at a 45. You don't want to be too low either. I'd say this guy he's not even at a great 45 degree angle. You can see how he's bending here in the spine. The 45 is a straight spine, right? And so you can see Chris Taylor does a better job of keeping a good angle here. That's an important concept to understand, okay? Now, as you're in that 45 degree angle, we also need to put a big concentration on continuing to get that great hip drive, okay? So if you have to be up to 90 degrees in order to get your knee up, then you're not doing as much as you can to work on the acceleration. You want to be able to keep that 45 degree angle and put a big concentration on that hip drive together at the same time. And that's going to be the key part of being able to really excel from the sprint perspective. And then from there, you can start getting into your overall top end speed. So from here, we're going to continue to go into the ability to now he's gotten it out of his beginning acceleration phase. He's starting to go into his top end sprint. And from here, he's going to go and start opening up. And when you start to open up, now you're going to get into the longer sprint cycle where the concentration becomes on really getting more vertical press off the ground and also being able to get a great pullback in that front leg as you're taking each one of the steps. And that's what Chris Taylor does a really, really good job of. So as he goes and extends out in his step, he's going to get that full knee extension, right? So see how he's getting that leg to be completely straight. And then from there, pulling back that leg and make it so that leg lands right up underneath him. And now when your leg is up underneath you, in comparison to here, where you can see how the leg is back behind him, he's going to get more of a horizontal press off the ground, okay, and the shin angle is not great, where Chris Taylor, he's going to be at a lot more upright shin angle, and so when he presses off the ground, it's going to transition to make it so it's not perfect there, but when he transitions, puts off, he's going to make it so it ends up being a vertical press. And you do want to transition to make it so your angle doesn't end up to be super vertical, but you don't also want to transition, and even in his initial landing phase, his knee is out in front of his ankle a little bit, okay? You want to make it so when you land, that tibia, this bone here, is at exact 90 degrees, okay? Notice how when Chris Taylor lands, how that's straight, okay? Now when he transitions, his angle never gets to that deep of a shin angle. He's pretty vertical in how his push-off is, and that makes it so when he pushes off, it's much more of, again, a vertical force. Okay, that's excellent, excellent. I always talk about how, you know, those elite level sprinters, they look so similar in that lower body, and Chris Taylor falls right under that, where he does a great job in each one of his transitions of extending out, pulling back, and as he's gaining more and more speed, he gets more extension in the knee and gets a better pullback and keeps his foot right up underneath him as he's transitioning through. Okay, now one of the things that he can work on, and a lot of times, you know, there's differentiation between the upper body. So with him, he can get a little bit better posture position, especially when he's going with this left leg through and bringing the left leg or left arm back. So his left leg's coming forward, left arm going back. He kind of comes, and you can see how the swing is of the arm. He's kind of coming off to the side. He also makes it so the initiation of the arm swings happening when the arm's out in front of him. The really, really great sprinters, and he does a good job on the right side, where when he's coming down, he's putting a big emphasis on once that hand gets to the hip, now is when he really is able to drive back and has an excellent arm extension or going backwards with that shoulder. Okay, on the left side, his emphasis is there. He puts a lot of force there, and he doesn't get as much of an arm swing back, which is going to impact his ability to really get that as clean a leg drive on the left side. It's also going to make it so it impacts his ability when he comes back through to get great core synchronization with the right hip. So he could have, you know, potential of having too overworked of right hip flexor, too overworked right groin, something along those lines, because he's not using his core as good to help bring the right leg up. He's using a lot of his hip flexors and can overwork there a little bit. Okay, again, you can see, look at how that arm's kind of getting away from him as he's going back, that left arm, when he's driving that left leg up and through. Okay, then again, going back onto his right side, very clean in how he's going right back there. You know, his hands very close to his body. He's going straight back, and you can even see how he gets good T-spine rotation, opens up good to us towards his chest, and then he goes back to the other side. Doesn't open up as good there. You can still almost see his chest on this side as he's bringing that left leg, or sorry, that left arm back. So, you know, there's important parts of utilizing your upper body to make it so the whole overall sprint can be a little bit more efficient and effective. That can really allow you to, I think with Chris Taylor's case, really make it so you can resist a potential injury and also add some more speed, because really he can allow himself to get a little bit more core activation, which will make it so then he gets a little bit more right hip flexor activation, which will impact his ability to get that turnover out of that right leg. He has really good turnover already, where he gets that knee out in front, extends and pulls back underneath, but if he was able to get even more out of it, then, you know, he would take he ended up running 10.4 here. So he'd be able to take that 10.4 and make it closer to whatever, 10.2, who knows what it ends up going down to. It's just the consistency of working on the mechanics, working on the techniques, making it so you can better access all the muscles that you can utilize, and that will make it so then you can improve your overall sprint. As always, guys, thanks for watching these videos. We have a lot of content and a lot of value that you guys can access from an online perspective. We have our online portal, bunch of exercises, bunch of information for how you can sprint better, how you can resist injuries, anything like that. You get 30 days for free on that. You can send in your video. We can do an online breakdown for you. We also have a speed program where we can build out exercises, make it so every 2 weeks you send in yourself sprinting. We go, we look at it, we build out a program for you, make it so you can better reach your sprinting goals and get actual tracking and actual program, actual way of experiencing the whole system, the whole results of, you know, working on technique, working on mechanics, making it so you're going to really take your current sprinting form and go to a whole nother level. As always, thanks for watching the videos. Send in more recommendations, send in more videos. We always love doing this for you. And as always, we'll see you soon.